Everybody, how are you doing? Thanks for checking in with us this week, and I hope you're having a great week. And actually, speaking of this week, um, just Monday, my wife and I decided, we're going to tackle cleaning out our storage room. It's one of those rooms where, you've got anything in the house that you kind of lose. Where does this go? Well, we'll just put it in the storage room. We'll just put it in the storage room. And so next thing you know, we've got this storage room that's way too full, and we've got to do something about that. And so you can imagine the garbage and stuff that would collect there. So we're down there, we're cleaning things out, and I'm looking through the shelves, and I find these old satellite dish receivers down there, and they're all dusty, and so I don't know what to do with them. I don't think it's right just to throw them away. So I thought I'd call the satellite company and say, okay, maybe you can help me know what's best to do this. Maybe I'm supposed to return them. I don't know. So I called them up and I just said, so I've got these satellite dish receivers, and so she asks me for the serial numbers on them, and so I list off the number, and so she says we haven't even heard of that number before, like it's that old. And so I'm thinking, okay, what do I do? Do you want them back? Was I supposed to return them at some point in time? And so she says, you know what? Don't send them back to us, but what you can do is you can sell them if you'd like to. And I go, okay, that's not too bad. And so she says, yeah, eBay or Kijiji or whatever it may be, that a garage sale even, if you wanted to try and sell these. And I said, great. I said, well, I have no idea what they would be worth. Can you help me out? And she said, well, they're probably not worth much because they can't be used. And I said, okay, maybe I'm missing something here. If they can't be used, are they really worth anything then? And she said, well, probably not, but that's my suggestion. You can go ahead and sell them. And so, needless to say, I didn't sell them. Here I am holding two things that are worthless and useless to try and sell them. I couldn't imagine what somebody would think if they bought them to find out this information. This thing that they've just purchased, that they've just invested in, is actually worthless and useless. And so, immediately I thought of two things. First was that I'm so thankful that I've put my faith, invested my faith into something that is worthy. God is so worthy, and that he can do infinitely more than I could ever ask or imagine. And so that along with that, because of what Jesus Christ has done on the cross, that I am of worth and I am of value, and that God looks on me as his child and sees his precious child that has worth and has value. Through my journey, as I explained on Sunday, that these are these simple truths that that are just coming back to me, and I thank God for doing that. He does it in just his own timing, and through little verses. And the one I want to share with you today is from 1 Corinthians 15, verse 1, and it's the Apostle Paul, and he says, I remind you, brothers, of the gospel which you have received, by which you stand, and by which you are being saved. And that just hit me, because he's writing to a church. And after this long letter where Paul says, you know what, you guys need to get this right, you need to get this right, teaches them on spiritual gifts, teaches them on church discipline, and he teaches them on marriage, all these huge things. He says, he wraps it all up by saying, but after all that, guys, I want to remind you of the gospel. I want to remind you that what you've already heard a long time ago from me, that I want to remind you again of the gospel and how great it is, and on which that you're standing on it today, and by which that you are being saved. And so how we can take for granted the gospel, that maybe we've heard it a long time ago, any point in time in our testimony we say, yeah, I've come to know Jesus Christ. And Paul says we need to know it again today. And I'm so thankful that through the gospel today, that I can know that I'm valued, and I can know that I'm worthy because of what Jesus Christ has done. And that together, as a church, we serve a God who is worthy, and from Ephesians chapter 3 that says that he can do infinitely more than I could ever ask or imagine. And so, guys, I would just encourage you this week to dwell on that. Come back to the basic principles of the gospel, that Jesus Christ died for you, and that he came to set you free, to move you from dead to alive. We'd be happy to talk to you. Matter of fact, it's Tuesday morning. I'm making this video, and we're about to go and have a staff meeting and spend time praying for you. And so be encouraged this week. And if you'd like to talk to any one of us, we would be more than happy to hear from you. So give us a phone call, send us an email, Facebook. If you have the means and strapping a letter to the leg of a pigeon works for you, that's fine too. But we want to hear from you, hear your stories, hear how God is working in your life. So may God bless you and keep you this week. Have a great week.